Hey everybody, welcome to Open Studio Tour. We're running late. We've got some people in different classroom buildings. I'm going to have to go find my laptop charger, but Kate's going to be our host while I'm offline for a few minutes. Elliot, Gigi, Ellie, Nancy, other Nancy, and we're going to have some people in different buildings, and we're going to switch around and just kind of see what's going on
And Leslie,
as students start walking around, and so you'll get a feel for what is Open Studio Night like. I see some that are back in their dorm room, or maybe they're at home. So Kate, again, I'm gonna kind of let you be master of ceremonies here for a few minutes. And who's ready to go? Gigi, are you ready to? Ellie's ready. Okay, Ellie's got her hand up. You got to unmute. And let's
hello. This is
hello,
Ellie and Leslie. We're the Macomb building coordinators. We're standing outside my room, Robin Spady's design for couture tweed. I finally got it straight. I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to walk around.
bravo.
This is everyone's looms, except mine. That's Robin. Robin's explaining stuff to people.
We're doing Zoom.
Yes, live and recording.
It's MAFA, and it's MAFA and Designing and Reading Couture Tweets with Robin Spady. So glad you could join us.
Thank you, Robin. This is some of the other looms.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
And I didn't bring my loom, so we're just going to see the little pittance thing I did. This is one of the close-ups.
Okay, Ellie, you got to pan a little bit slower because we're getting seasick.
I'm sorry.
Which class is this?
This is Robin Spady. This is one of my classmates' stuff.
Tweet.
That's my stuff. That's my little samples.
Live.
And someone just backed out of the room when Leslie said that. This is another loom. Now I'm afraid I'm going to go too slow. And there's that lady's samples and her loom. I like this one because down here it looked like candy corn. Let us know when you want us to end this room and we'll go to another one.
Yeah, we can kind of show a bigger, like higher lux.
Yeah.
Lots of blooms in here.
So when you're ready to walk somewhere else, then I'm going to switch to Gigi and she can talk to someone while you're walking.
Go ahead.
You can go. You can cut off your camera.
All right. So if you mute Ellie, I'm going to switch to Gigi. Hi,
Hello.
Gigi.
Hi. So I am in Osborne, and I'm actually in, it's not the basement, but it's the lower floor. There's so many different buildings in the Millersville campus that we use. So you'll notice that tonight, it's all kinds of different buildings. This one, I'm down in the lower level, so it's not really a basement, but this classroom does not have any windows. It's the opposite of what you've just been looking at. But I think it maybe works because they've got lots of bright fluorescent lighting, so the looms are well illuminated from above and don't have sort of window glare and things. So this is Margie Thompson's Old Friends New Look. And what we've got here is a relatively small classroom, but everybody does have their floor looms set up with lots of space in between them. So I'm going to slowly walk through the room, and as I walk, I'll just show you some of the weaving. Old Friends, New Look. So I'm not a weaver, but you can look up all of the class names on the MAFA website. If you go mafafiber.org and then choose MAFA 2025, And then you can work your way through a list and descriptions of the workshops. So you can see we've got a lot of table looms here.
Gigi, is Margie there to tell us about what some of the different drafts they were working on?
She was talking with other students, so here's Margie. Hi.
Hi. So this class is old friends with new looks. So if you come around and look at this, this is actually Rose Path, but it doesn't look anything like it. And we've been playing with some glitter. I happen to have a lifetime supply of Lurex. So they've been playing with that. That's Rose Path. This one is M's and O's, but it doesn't look a bit like an M's and O's threading. It's threaded M's and O's, it just doesn't look like it. And this is also another M's and O's being woven upside down. And it actually looks like that.
Oh.
But it doesn't look like M's and O's.
And there's quite a variety of looms in here
Yes.
too.
And they're all good.
So there's not one that you would say is you'd prefer for these types?
No. The one I would least prefer is the little structure when I brought it. So
Oh, let's go look at the little structo, because I think a lot of people aren't aware of the structo looms, but they're wonderful. I thought they were called destructos when I first heard about them.
And Atwater invented them, called them little tin monsters. But the beauty of it is, if you get one with an extra set of holes, you can put two different sets of 4 on them. So this makes an HF loom that's very small.
And when were these invented? They look very old.
The story on this is that the company made erector sets for boys, and then they needed something for girls, and they came up with the looms. And these were made up until, I think, the 1970s, maybe.
Wow.
So, but they're light, they're little, they rattled all the way from Maine.
Yes, that's right, all the way from Maine.
Yes, they rattled.
So how has the class been going? What did you do on the first day?
Everybody started weaving, and that's what they've been doing. So.
And so you just supply tips and tricks as they
Tips
go?
and tricks and keep them going. And if they don't know what they're doing, you walk around and say, oh no, that doesn't look right. Here's how you do this and stuff like that. So.
Wow. So how are you going to end it tomorrow morning? What will be the finale?
We'll cut everything off, and then everybody will get their samples that they labeled, and then we will put them into notebooks.
Oh,
and then they go home. And then take the looms out that back door and load them in the loading dock.
That's right. One of the big things about being at the conference is where's the parking lot close to my loom to get it in and out of the classroom easily? So there we go. Is there anything you want to ask me, Kate? Any questions or?
I think we can probably switch. If Elliot's ready, maybe we'll switch. And then Kate, I'm going to give you a heads up. I'm going to be offline for a few minutes, go find my charger, and then I'll come back online when I get up to the Luke building.
Hi, all.
Thanks,
For
Gigi.
teaching note.
Hi, thanks, Gigi. I'm Elliot, reporting live from Roddy, and I am right across from a spinning class. So let me see. That is, Sheep to Skein with Marsha Weiner. You see all of these different. Hi, I'm Elliot. I've got the Zoom for MAFA.
Oh, hi.
And I'm
live?
So this is
Hi,
live.
everybody. Welcome to my fiber festival.
It is a full fiber festival in here.
Possible read fiber. And I was just showing you. So BFL has this. It's like a mini version of the Teeswater, little tiny curly tube. That's called purling. Purl.
And that's what it looks like combed.
And this is comb. That's right. And everybody has loved combing this extremely long Romney. That's really beautiful. And this is Lincoln, even though it's a long wool, but this fibers on this fleece happen to be short, so we played with everything. And this is just a donated fleece from a not-for-profit farm that people get to visit, and you can tell nobody took very good care of it.
Oh.
But even that can be combed up and combed or carded and put to some good use. Depends on what you make it. Make you a rug out of that.
So I'm gonna go in on all of these.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Right behind you on the table.
Wow.
Yeah, so even
These are great. With that California. Oh, this one is breed unknown.
No, isn't that great? I love it. That's my favorite.
And here we have the combs. They're beautiful. There's that. And there's the classroom. And I think I'll head on to the next unless anybody has any questions.
Is there a sample of the spun yarn?
Yes, there is. I'm going to be gentle with this person spinning. But that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Gorgeously, gorgeously done. And that's on one of the spinning wheels. And there's also this really cool felted piece right there.
That's funny. My felting daily. I thought, people making other felting there if you're a felter, right? They can be used for something, right? You can make flowers out of it or bunnies out of it.
All right. I'll head on to the next, maybe.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe we could go back to somebody who's already at another station. Nancy?
Nancy? Oh. Nancy, you're muted. Nancy, we can't hear you.
Actually, while you figure that out, there's another spinning class right here that I can help us. So this is spinning for consistency with Jill. Hi, I have the official Zoom with me. Wow. Oh my gosh, what an amazing loom that is.
Wow. The little one buddy that I custom.
Ah, that is so, so, so cool. Would you tell us a little about your class?
Yeah, so we've been spinning 4 different fibers. And then the first day we spun singles, and we talked about how to get consistency in your singles, and taking measurements like reps per inch, an angle of twist. And then today we did flying. So we made a singles yarn, we did a 2-ply yarn, we did a traditional 3-ply yarn, and we did a chain ply.
Wow.
And we talked about like the different effects of like what to look for in terms of consistency, which ones are gonna like make you look good, and which ones are gonna demand a little bit more from you. And so tomorrow we'll do some wet finishing and talk about project planning.
That is amazing. And then you'll see all of these incredible hand-dyed fibers. Are So beautiful. And I hear you have a special tool that measures if it's like an S twist or a Z twist.
Yes. So I design a whole bunch of tools to help spinners, and so like this is the tool we've been using most in class. It's what I call my consistency card. So this is for measuring wraps per inch really quickly, and then on the other side you measure angle of twist.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And does anybody have any questions before we go? All right. Well, it was amazing, and this little e-spinner is also so cool and has such beautiful and consistent yarn on it.
I'm good to go now.
Perfect. All right, I'll head over to Nancy.
Okay. So this is the design in Huck lace, and everybody chose different colors and different designs, and Rosalind taught us how to design. So I'll go around to the different ones.
Highlights. You're our first highlight. Yeah, this is really cool. I just love the colors. It's like so joyful.
And the colors, and everybody, like I said, different designs.
Don't let me see that. Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, I see. All right. There you go. I love that.
Two. So this is how we designed, and then these are the results of the design.
It's just like that. That was fun. You felt the big one. Okay, good. So we're reading sentences.
Yeah, could you go a little slower?
You bet.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It says, please give thank you. Okay, all of them. So that's 4 hugs. Okay. But thank you so much. Course. Mm-hmm. And that is another one of group setting. Yeah, she's not even your setting group. But she was excited to take that, and you would have given Tracy. You have given some things about it. So she,
Yeah, she heard a little packet from here.
mm-hmm.
So enjoy.
Oh, we will, and thank you so much. We're all in awe of your
And then this one's mine.
It occurred to me that something I needed to do with the house. You saw when that's dinner.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should we should things to do and take it things.
Okay, I think I will do that. Oh, we have things to do. Yes, I really enjoyed the class. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna steal you. And here's our teacher. So good to see what you've been saying.
So welcome to the Huck Lace Color and Design class. We had 16 weavers, and I think we had 7 table looms and 9 floor looms. So getting all of that equipment in this class was a major challenge, but we managed. Moving tables around. And my husband was
IT man.
Yeah.
So these are some of the samples that she did then, and what we were able to look at while we were designing. And then she has this these transparencies that go on top of the designs in order to create designs, which was very cool.
Yeah. This is
I think that's it for now.
Okay,
I'll go into another room.
right.
I'm my own baby.
Go. So this is Gigi here, and I am outside of Barbara Diefendorfer's Exploring 8-Shaft Twill and Variations. So here's where I am. And again, all the classrooms are very different at Millersville. So this class has windows at the hallway and also outside windows facing outside. This one, actually, this has nothing to do with weaving, but Kate, you know me, I don't care. This is a printing press that they have for this classroom. And then they have all kinds of Benjamin Franklin stuff because, you know, he was a printer. So I'm going to enter the classroom. And we've got a lot of people here in Barbara's. That's Nancy Nagel from Philadelphia. No problem. So lots of people here. And here's a beautiful warp to look at. And then if I slide forward, there's the weaving.
Wow.
So I hope you can hear me well because there's a lot of people in here. I'll just go to another Zoom.
Your pictures are great.
Oh, good. So look at this one, Kate. Look at the colors.
Gosh.
Goodness. I'm just going to show you Barbara's jacket too because it's nice.
Oh, wow.
And then there's a weaving that's hanging here in the classroom. There we go. And coming around, there's all kinds of samples on the table. So lots of samples for people to see. It's my friends Marilyn and Diana. They're doing the tour. Hey guys. I saw them at Convergence too. So here's some little book things, and I'm not a weaver, so I'm not very helpful, but I guess it's a drafts. And it looks like people get this notebook. And Barbara's talking with someone right now, so I'll just keep showing the class because it's got great stuff in it.
Did you receive that?
No, I didn't. So,
But if you
is this going to be something?
wear it
The sample.
Okay, very nice.
You know, just the way he feeling. Okay. So I his size, like colors a good 50 or better. And that's something that his quote is.
Yeah.
5 colors a good 50 or better. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
I spent enough money in the vendor.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be going anywhere for a couple of months.
I understand.
You just heard Marilyn. She just said, I spent enough money in the vendor area. She's not going anywhere for a couple of months. And it was a great vendor hall this year. Really wonderful stuff this year. Here's the other side of that ward.
Something but just.
So the red web, yeah, just, I mean, look at how it makes it fun, so. Two of them were like. That is clever.
And then we've got some other things here that this is somebody's desk. And
I actually wore it to a funeral, and my mother would have probably had.
and we've got some cards here that have weaving in them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It really is. When I saw that work on the home, it really scared me. And it was like, absolutely. So, but. The black is necessary. Well, so I have to try it. I don't think I want to.
And I've got one more little loom in the back of the room. One little room in the back of the loom. And I'll just go over here. I'm trying not to make you seasick. I'm literally creeping around. Here we go.
Very
No, tiny sandpaper that they can be wet. Okay, and they're slightly all square. And
You know, it just it needed just that little pop that's so subtle. So, but anyway, I love it, and you know,
There we go. So I'm just heading back over. And Barbara's been talking to people the whole time because, as I said, it's a popular class. Lots of people in here. So if you need me to not be doing this anymore, just shift me to another roving reporter. But otherwise, I can pan around.
I'm ready to.
Oh, wait, Barbara.
Gigi, we have Nancy standing by and Catherine Weber's. Hi, Barb.
Heard my name. Hi, Barbara. How's the class going?
oh, I'm loving every minute of it. My students are so adventuresome. It's so exciting. We're using all kinds of colors. And the only thing that's normal is an 8-shaft straight twill threading. And from there on, we just go try everything.
So it's just a lot of fun and a lot of trying out.
It's so much fun. And as you've walked around, you've seen all the colors. And so my examples are examples of what you can do with a long warp and varying the tie-ups and the treadlings and the colors. And it looks like an entirely new warp's worth of towels every time you look at it.
Wow. Barbara, thank you. This is just absolutely gorgeous weaving. Thank you so much.
I'm in my fiber heaven.
Yes, so am I. We're in fiber heaven, except last night when we had the key problems, but that all got solved.
Oh, that got solved.
Okay.
It was good. I got a legal lunch and breakfast today.
Oh, good. Yeah, Barbara was, the key card wasn't working. She was sneaking. No, I won't tell. I won't tell.
I had the badge that got me in.
And she's an instructor, so we trust her. Thank you, Barbara.
Yes, thank you.
Have a wonderful evening with all these people.
Enjoy your.
Right, so, Kate, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over to Nancy. And Nancy, there we go. Hi, Nancy.
Go here. Okay. I'm here with Catherine Weber, sorry, Weber. And we're in her class, which is?
It is called Controlling Creative Chaos. Focus on the warp. And let me tell you, it is a chaotic class, but we are controlling it.
I'll walk us around to the different products or looms that are here, and
show the warps, because that's
we'll
what
show the warp too. There's the warps.
Not many left, but there were a lot. But these are what they were choosing.
Oh, okay.
So all the projects are made with hand-dyed warps.
Okay, so we're starting with the hand-dyed warps.
Oh,
that
and
Catherine
here's another one.
Has done. And
it's interesting.
Those are all those where they started. And then from there, I'll move over to this one here. This is they just started weaving this afternoon, so she's setting up.
It's almost ready. Really, the class is really about designing and setting up. So if they get a chance to weave, that's great. But it's not, if they take it home and weave it, that's okay too.
Okay. So there's that one getting set up.
So look at,
and this one here has set up and started to weave.
And now look at the other warps he's been working.
Oh, he's working with all these.
He's got more to take home.
Ah, so she's got all these that she's going to be taking home with her. And this is the back, which, look at those colors. Look at those colors. So then we have Jean over here, who's getting set up too. Say hi, Jean.
Hello. Tying onto the dummy warp that we threaded.
Dummy warp. Okay. So,
well, to bring to glass.
Right.
And this is my layer for 2 and 4.
Okay.
So stripes for 2 and 4, and they're 1 and 3 has already been tied on below.
Okay.
And I just have the rainbows to interject here.
Okay.
And then I'm ready to roll.
And this one, look at this one here, the fabulous colors. Again, this is our MAFA video that you can watch later on. So you can see.
Because when we use
Oh, because that's the one.
this is the bundle.
You can see on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And so they will have to do a workshop over there.
And that turns into that. And here we go again. Different looms, different warps going on.
Oh, which I always have.
And another one.
I don't think the things. Yeah. So
I can see the difference. Here's the back. And then you can see the front with the weave. Oh, and this one, look at that. The brightness of that one. And look how it goes to the back. Look at the colors in the back. That's pretty crazy. So that's this room. And if there's anybody else ready.
Nancy, I have a question.
Yes.
Where's Catherine Robert to tell us about her jacket that she's wearing?
I can ask her. Somebody would like to know about your shirt that you're wearing.
Oh, okay. This is fabulous. I got this when I was visiting a friend at John C. Campbell, and she was in a class with a dyer who had come from Africa. Do it a little lower so that you can see it.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's just a fabulous shirt. And I did not mean to buy this, but I tried it on and I am just like these people in here. I didn't plan to buy it, but
It's there.
So anyway,
Somebody else's creation, but beautiful.
I agree. It's really not colors I
It's
ever
beautiful.
wear, but I just couldn't leave it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you see that one over there? That one's got some real good blocks.
Oh,
going.
she's showing me another one that I hadn't noticed.
Ooh.
Oh, they're doing samples. So they're starting out with plain weave, and then they're doing rib, and then they're doing rep, and then they're doing turn-tackete. And then if this is only set up for 4 harnesses, so they'll do 2-block turn-tackete. But the ones that are have 8 harnesses, they'll do 4-block turn-tackete. But then they can also do twill, and they can do double weave. So there's lots that they can do on the same setup.
Mm-hmm. And then there's this one.
Yeah, this is the
The rib.
So with the different weaves, you get a different look depending upon the weave. So looks like that's it from here. Anybody else available?
We are,
Okie doke.
Ellie and Leslie.
Is this
She's got 100.
Kate, I wonder who's ready. I see Ellie walking around. Should we go to Ellie?
Yeah.
So nice.
Okay, I'll do the replace spotlight. Ellie, you're live.
Oh.
Hi, this is actually Leslie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we're at Carol James' workshop on sprang lace, and I'm walking towards Carol, who's talking to one of the attendees, and I might be able to interrupt and have her say hello and what this workshop is about.
This workshop is about sprang lace. Now, sprang, if you do, how much time do you have? You want me to talk about how sprang works?
2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
So sprang is a very old method for making cloth, probably older than weaving. And the way it works, we have threads set on a frame. And let's see, let me undo what I did for the other people there. It's one continuous thread. I have one thread that goes back and forth. One thread here is set between the 2 ends of the frame, so that when I slide my finger over to the bottom, we have the cross here. The threads are in order. Now, there's a number of different structures that you can make using this technique, but the one we're going to use here, this is thread number 1. We don't start with thread number 1. I'm going to start with thread number 2. I bring number 2 around from the back, it's now in the front position. This one goes through the back. I pick one up, put one down, like they twist in partners all the way around, all the way across.
I'm going to come in and look.
Little rope things here at the top, but at the bottom, you see the threads are connected to the next loop. At the bottom there, starting to get entangled. Okay, row 2. If we do row 2 the same as row 1, we just get ropes. So I have to do something different. We need the threads to engage with their neighbor. To force that to happen, I begin by grabbing 2 threads from the back and I put one down. Pick one up, put one down. Pick one up, put one down. The basic stitch is pick one up, put one down. At the end of the row, we have an extra thread here, but you know, we started with 2 in the front, so 2 in the back at the end of the row. That's all good. Push down and we've got more stuff happening at the bottom. So that's row 1 and row 2. Row 3 goes back to row 1. Same original partners. So I pick up and put down, pick up and put down. Threads go back to the original partners. And then we're going to do this offset row where we force everybody into a new partner. And we alternate those 2 rows back and forth until you've got enough cloth done. Now, let me put a string in so we can talk 2 minutes. What we have is 2 bits of cloth. There's cloth at the top and there's cloth at the bottom. At the top, the threads lean this way. And at the bottom, they lean the other way. So it's not identical, it's mirror image. We've got 2 for the price of 1. What happens when you get to the middle? Well, there are options. It depends on what it wants to be when it grows up. You could just put a string in there. There's a chaining thing that I did for the last group of people. Or you could cut apart. You could cut a few threads, tie a knot, cut a few more, tie knots. And then you have 2 things like 2 mittens or 2 socks, you know, 2 socks made at the same time. There are a variety of structures. This structure here looks like chain link fence. This is called the interlinking structure. That's the structure I was showing you there. But we also have an intertwining. Twining means 2, and we have threads traveling in pairs this way, and they also travel in pairs that way. They meet other pairs. Interlinking, intertwining, and interlacing. Interlacing looks like woven cloth. So, you know, like the cloth here, woven cloth. These are the 3 structures. But what I really wanted to say is for the work of making this part here, this part just happened. And in the middle, I've got a string. I can pull the string, tie a knot, and then with the tails of the string, sew it up into a little bag. Or it could be a stocking cap.
Cool.
There's all kinds of things you can do. All manner of surface design, just a wide variety of things that have been made. Indeed, anything you can imagine knitting has been done in the past, in ancient times, using this spraying technique.
And the class, what did you all go over?
In the class, we went through several different lace structures. We started off talking about just making holes. How do you make holes in your cloth? And then how the charts work for making the holes. So how to make the hole, how to do those stitches, then what Carol's notation looks like. And then we also took a piece that's already done. And so if you have a picture of that, how can you make your own chart? How to derive the pattern from the piece.
Cool.
How to make your own sprang lace.
Very cool. Yeah. And so I see there are frames that look like looms.
Oh yes, of course. So this is the sprang frame that we use. This one is made by Dewberry Ridge. Purrington Looms also makes these frames. It needs to be able to hold the threads, and it also needs to be able to shrink down, because as you work the threads, the total length shortens a little bit. Every time you work a row, the threads bend, so it shortens. So this is what we use. If you want to make a bigger piece, you can go to the hardware store and you buy longer dowels. But this is the size I use for workshops because you can take it apart, and this will fit in a suitcase. Is amenable to airlines. Longer ones, they get cranky about.
You want to talk about what you have on?
That is a shirt that I made using the sprang technique. It's made in several pieces. There's several ways to do a sprang shirt. As they're knitting, you can start at the bottom and work up. You can start at the neck and work down. You can make pieces. Here I made several pieces. So the piece worked from here up, and at the same time this part happened. And at the middle, about the waistline, I just put in some strings. Then there's another longer piece that starts here, and it also was working up this way, but until it got to the shoulder. where there's a seam.
Uh-huh.
My shape is a little round, so I decided I needed
Eh,
this here up the side.
like the rest of us.
Also have, a meeting line in the middle, and the sleeves are 2 at a time,
Uh-huh.
and the collar is a piece of circular work.
Cool.
This is a cool garment. I took a page from weavers who make shrugs, and it started off as a flat piece that got a seam sewn, but they started off with a very dense stitch, taking threads 2 at a time to make a dense kind of cuff. And then the threads sat one side by side. And then when you make holes, the cloth needs to spread out even more to open up at the holes. And then the pattern got to where there's more holes and then more holes. So what it ends up being, okay, and as I worked this from starting here down, then it also worked from here up, the mirror image, meeting in the middle. But the middle, it's really quite wide. So we've got this garment that goes like this.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool, huh? Very cool.
So, there are many ways to shape the cloth.
Yeah.
I think I'm taking a spring class.
Go to spranglady.com. There's a class, an online class starting in September, but you need to sign up ahead of time because you need to get the materials things in the mail. So you get a frame that's already set up with the warp on the frame, an extra little ball for the second warp. You get a book, you get a DVD, you get a little package of extra bits and pieces, as well as a supply of chopsticks, which you'll find out how important chopsticks are.
Okay.
Anybody in the audience have any questions? I guess not.
Okay. Well, I'll see y'all in class.
Okay.
Spranglady.com.
And a shout out to Debbie Fanner, who's supposed to be watching this.
She was on a few minutes ago. Carol, thank you so much. I see Elliot's got camera back on.
Okay.
Kate, I'm going to switch the spotlight over to Elliot.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I am at Get Swept Away with handmade brooms with Erin Ruse. I actually was lucky enough they let me make a broom with them at this local class, so I got to experience this myself. Here, hi, and some more people have entered. I've got the MAFA Zoom going for everybody who's looking at. So these are some of the brooms. And so many people made so many different brooms. Yeah.
There are. This is what I'm talking about. So it goes like that, and the stuff that's grown for that might just box. But this is prepared for when we came, so it's kind of off. And it looks like fun, but it's right. And then there's a for cotton flat dry off and just make the room for example handle brooms with what it
Wow.
which is more like a classic Appalachian style broom. Or it can be processed as so you have room corn or sorghum. You can use So when someone says room corn, yeah. Room corn, room straw room, sorghum.
These are so gorgeous.
How many people on the Zoom?
There are about 15 people in the Zoom right now, but a lot of people are Zooming together. Wow, incredible. And here we have this big broom. They're so cool. They had time to make a lot of brooms these past couple days. Here are some of their natural dyed cotton yarns. These are so cool. Some of these are stitched using this press.
Wow. All of these?
Yeah, one person. Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, each table is one person's work. Gorgeous. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much.
All right. I can either go to the next classroom over, which is like right next door, or we can move on to somebody else. Their preference.
We're in our next classroom if you want.
All right. Off I go. This is so cool. I was actually just in here. It's awesome.
Hey, Elliot, I think we're losing your signal. Let me see. We've also got some serious thunder and lightning going on. Patty, I wonder, are you there? Patty's upstairs in the building where I am. I'm thinking we might switch up to Patty.
Yeah, because we got a thunderstorm warning till 8:45.
Yeah, it's pouring like crazy, and we're having pretty serious. Oh, I think we might have lost Patty. Gigi, are you ready to go? Because Elliot's bandwidth is low, and I think we're kind of losing him.
I mean, it's really.
Oh, there's Gigi. Hang on.
Just sit with the bed.
I'm good. Would you like to see Cameron Taylor Brown's classroom?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to the classroom next door, and Cameron has put samples of her classes weaving in the window of the hallway. So you can look at the back of it. And her classroom is on materiality. And wait till you see inside. This is the back of the weavings, as I said. And they are working with pretty much anything you can imagine could fit in a piece of cloth of this size. So just remember the backs of these, because you're going to see the front in a minute, and I'm going to walk over to the class and get Cameron to explain, because it really is one of the most fascinating workshops I think that MAFA has ever held. And here we are with Cameron. Hi, Cameron.
Hello there. Good evening on this wet.
Oh my goodness, that crack of thunder, you know? I thought, holding this phone, am I going to get electrocuted or?
I don't think so. And you're inside, so that's good. That's good.
So I was in here earlier today because I was so curious. I just had to peek first. But if you could walk me around, Cameron, we would all really appreciate it.
I would be very happy to. So this used to have even more materials on it. So this is our materials table. And the more traditional materials, e.g., i.e. yarn, are on one side, and then all of the less traditional materials are covering everything else. So this whole workshop, I got the idea for it from an essay by Annie Albert called Tactile Sensibility. And she's talking about the importance of knowing your materials, knowing what they do, just how elemental materials are. And so I thought, well, for weavers, of course, that's true. And so often we don't necessarily think about the inherent qualities of the materials that we work with. So what we're doing in this class is we're identifying some of the concepts of maybe of some of these textures. And so in Albert's essay, she talks about grain to gloss, smooth to rough. And so we just kept going with opaque, transparent, flexible, rigid, soft, hard. And these were just kind of prompts to get people thinking about it, but definitely not. I think people went well beyond these. And we did, initially we did collages and assemblages, where we explored one material only. Had explored one material and then was instructed to find an opposite and then do a composition with two materials. All right. And then we transitioned from making these collages to doing woven experiments, which are over on the far wall, which you started looking at over here. and where I asked them to pick two very different textures and with really different tactile properties. And then they were to do a gradation of one to the other. And so they did several of these throughout the course of the day. And then at around, I don't know, 2 or so this afternoon, they pivoted and now they're doing a final project where they're picking 1 or 2 qualities that they want to explore further in a final composition. So that's what's happening.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
some of these materials here, you would almost think, how on earth do you weave with them? But here's a great example of Bethany's work.
Daylilies, sphagnum moss, and this is just packing twine.
Daylilies, sphagnum moss, and packing twine.
With a little bit of metallic thrown in.
It's
for
not
contrast.
sphagnum moss. It's
Oh, no.
Spanish moss.
Oh, Spanish moss. Sorry, yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Okay, close enough. We'll take it. And Sue's working on a different piece here. I'll let her explain it. So, go for it.
So I've got some wax paper crumpled here, which I'm tacking in with little ties. I have some hand spun sewing pattern paper here, which is next to waxed fabric and nails, which are embedded here, along with looped fabric, plastic raffia, and some window screen in the background.
That's so just amazing.
Just your everyday, ordinary weaving material.
That's right. That's right. And then she's also a spinner. So she's working with a lot of her materials here that she's spun herself.
Okay.
Yeah. Dangerous. And then this was an earlier experiment going from very rigid to more malleable, but it's all wire. So.
It's even though the weft, the warp is
No, the
wire?
weft is wire.
The weft is wire.
It's this warp. So
See,
So I
right.
transitioned the wefts from a really stiff wire to wire that continues to be more flexible.
right, there you go. So from stiff to flexible.
Exactly.
So the rods are part of the weaving.
That's
They're
right.
not going to be removed.
No,
right?
they're not. They're not. And then this piece. So this would have been the initial experimental study. This is all one material. This is all steel wool, worked in different ways. And then the second one was picking contrasting, right? So contrasting materials with the steel wool. And the steel wool appears here again in a final composition where she's gone from soft to scratchy. So this whole transition. And then this is a more of a duality of matte versus shiny in all these different materials. So
Just incredible. So unique.
it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And a lot of fun just playing with,
And then you draw the different properties of paper. Like this is one kind of paper, this is another kind, this is another kind, this is another kind.
Did you ship all this stuff?
No, I asked people to bring materials. I gave them a list of suggestions and said, suggested but not limited to, right? And I also said something such as, the class will be as interesting as the materials you bring with you. So people really stepped up. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh, that is just, well, I'll go over and I showed people the back of everything, but let me show
One of the students here is a naturalist, and she brought snakes.
I held up my pants.
Oh, yes. One of the students brought a snake skin. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, likewise. Yeah. So this is Sally's. Oh, this is Sally's?
It plays off all the other textures.
Those? Yeah.
But even the patterning. Yeah, that's what I started with this and then was looking at these two as being related.
Yeah.
This in terms of the pattern.
Reflect. One with blue? Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing. Oh.
Vicky from no, not the same. And then this piece was the concept was that's cool, though. Opaque to transparent. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, opaque to transparent. And then here's the pieces that we looked at the back of.
Yeah, that. Right. That's I like. So this one's kind of interesting. This is wet to dry. What do you mean? And then this is opaque and absorptive and reflective. And I think this was wild to tame.
Oh, okay.
Wild,
like theme wise? Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah, everyone had two words that they had to transition from one to the other, and they picked what two they wanted to do.
Got it. Okay.
And some people did, one really big one, and some people did several small studies. So this is considered complex. Yes, isn't that great? And all different looms too. So they were using tapestry looms, rigid heddle, and shaft looms. So. Very, yes, very. And this is one of the most popular materials.
I love that.
Yeah, yes,
I like this.
And I think those are pumpkin seeds.
No, everybody brought stuff.
Like this too.
It's beautiful. So thank you so much, Cameron, for our tour. And it's an amazing class. See you, Lily. Bye, Donna. Bye, Gigi.
Thanks, Gigi. I'm going to switch to us because we're having an impromptu watch party here in the hallway of Luke. We're outside Catherine Weber's classroom. There's Kelly, Patty, me. I'm not sure everybody's saying hi, everybody, because it just was raining cats and dogs, and so everybody was saying, "Well, I can stay here and watch these other." I really wanted to see that class, and I don't have to go out in the rain to do it. So Ellie and Leslie, we were wondering if you're anywhere near downstairs where the kente cloth is, and I'm wondering if we can switch over to you. Where are you now?
We're actually outside the kente cloth.
Awesome. All right, hang on a second, because somebody is here with this fabulous piece of kente cloth, so we wanted to see that class. Okay, so over to you. Here is Kawasi Asair. I hope I'm saying his name right. And he just got off the phone. Hi, how do you pronounce your name? So I know I just slaughtered it.
Kawasi Asair.
Okay, Kwesi. Okay. Yeah. And what can you tell us about because here's one example of it.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about it?
It is a miniature kente loom, and it mimics the original traditional loom, but we're trying to learn how to, do the designs that we would have done on the original kente loom. So we started with warping the loom, and then did some basic weaving, and now we're creating designs.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't mind, we're going to walk around and show some of the designs. Sure. Anything you want to add, or?
The theme of the workshop was double shuttle. So everybody in this class knows how to do the double shuttle now, which is a checkerboard design. So you'll find it on most of the looms.
Awesome.
So that's just the information I'd like to give you.
Okay. And for the people wondering, this is what it's doing outside. Just saying. And I went to spin, and I didn't want to get people seasick, and some lady just ran out of my life. Sorry, ma'am. So here's all the embroidery thread and floss, and here's one of the designs. This one looks really cool.
Oh, and eventually show those.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one. That's something probably I would do. This one's pretty too. And then I'm going to walk toward the front of the room because Leslie wants you to see all of that stuff. So I'm going to just keep focusing on that and walk real slow. like I'm not chasing one of my cats to give them medicine. Now, did you make these?
Yes, those were made of the traditional Kenton. So
They're gorgeous.
thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to step back for this one because it's long. Does anyone in the audience have any questions?
Yes, could you go over what the looms are again?
Explain the looms again.
Explain.
The loom.
Yeah, they are miniature kente looms, and this is the loom, the beta, and the shuttle. And these are the three things that we use to make. And we're just trying to make a bookmark, or we can just make bookmarks out of this. We can make strips or shawls, just bookmarks, experimenting with all kinds of designs.
And how big is a traditional loom?
Oh, the traditional loom is huge. It's
like a regular weaving loom size? Okay. Did that answer the person's question? And are there any others?
The traditional looms are frame looms like this, but just bigger?
Bigger.
Okay.
Bigger.
Do they sit on the table or they go on? Are they on the floor like regulars?
Rectangular.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
With a frame. And
okay.
The wall goes through it to the end with a stone to move it taut.
Okay. Weighted.
Okay.
The weighted warp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
And that's nice.
That's one of the bookmarks.
Yes.
Okay, if we've got nothing else, we can toss it off to the next person. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Quasi. All right, I think Elliot is connected with the better device, so let's switch over to. All right.
Hi. So I am. Sorry, I've got the Zoom on. I'm now on my laptop, so it's going to be a little harder to show things. But I'm in the wet felting bag making class. Hey, everyone. And there are just some like absolutely stunning things here. So are these your samples of bags?
These are the samples that I brought. Do you want me to hold a couple
Yes,
of them out?
please.
So
These are amazing.
you can see this. This is one of my favorite pieces that I did over the winter. It's not a bag, but it's eco printed. And so these were, if you can see them, oak leaves that I run around the neighborhood collecting from my neighbor's yard that fell during the winter. And I just love that print. And I did a little bit of stitching on here just to emphasize some of it. This is eucalyptus.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so, so beautiful.
And then this is a eco-printed hat. And so most of the class has their bag finished. And so a couple are making hats. So they've got those laid out on the table, those big pieces there. And they'll wind up making this kind of fun and funky eco-printed hat.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
These bags are so fantastic.
So they're printed inside and out. So you have to decide, which side is your favorite, and
So they're reversible.
Yes. Yep.
And you've felt them all in one piece, right?
Right. So they're seamless. We wet felt them all in one go. So they did all the felting yesterday and finished up this morning, and then we started mordanting the bag so that the prints would remain color fast. And then in the afternoon was the fun part of putting all the leaves in, bundling them up really tightly. And
that's awesome.
Now we've got a few here that are still waiting to be unbundled.
And what you guys can't tell is that it smells amazing in here.
Yes,
it smells so
like
good.
eucalyptus.
It's like eucalyptus, and it's also a little briny.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Is. Yeah, it opens your sinuses up.
It really does.
Yeah,
it has a pocket as well, which is so cool.
Yep. So most of them we put pockets outside and inside because
awesome.
You never know which side you're going, or you're going to like the best. So what you think might be the inside will be the outside when you turn it inside out.
That is so cool. And I'm going to see if I can bring you guys around to see some of the work in progress. I apologize if this makes anyone see. So here's one of the hats right here sitting, and then somebody's bag is here. Dominique's.
She's letting us use.
Yes.
Yep. So thank you, Dominique.
And here we have another bag. Oops. And these are so cool. So these are the bags that have not yet been unbundled. And this is one of the dowels that a bag was bundled around. And it leaves this really, really cool pattern. Like it dyes the dowel as well. It is so cool. Does anybody have any questions? Would anybody like to hear anything else?
The eco printing, is it done only on felt material or other materials used?
So do you print on anything other than felt?
Yes. So I've got some silks that I brought samples.
As you can see, this is an anatomy classroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I look very large next to these skinny things. They need to put some meat on their bones. So, yeah, so I brought some silk scarves.
Wow. That's so beautiful.
It's kind of simple.
How do you get that gray?
That was logwood. So I used I put my leaves on and then I used a logwood blanket over top of that, bundled it all up.
It's like this gorgeous pearly, like almost purple gray.
Let's see what else I got in here. That one's kind of. So yeah, I used a lot of logwood. So this is a weld. So this is kind of bright and.
Oh wow. Beautiful.
That, but this is also silk, and then I used a weld dye blanket over top of the leaves, bundled it up, and steamed this one.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, this one I like. It's kind of like a watercolor.
That is stunning. It's kind of opal, and then it's got all of those different colors in it. That's beautiful.
Let's see. Oh, here's another one that I like.
Gorgeous.
So this is a mixed process. So it's still using the vegetation, the leaves, but then I'm using synthetic dyes, a dye blanket over top of it.
Cool.
So you can combine the two if you want more color, more vibrant color, or maybe what you're going to see in the traditional eco printing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just a whole stack of them here.
Beautiful. That's so cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions before we move on?
Do a weather report? I don't think so, but I'm wondering because some of our roving reporters have dropped off. But Gigi, do you are you still there? And we'll I see video. Hang on a second. Let's switch over to you. And then since it's about 8:18 and we decided we were gonna it's still pouring rain outside. So yeah, let's do one more tour and then I think maybe we're gonna wrap this up unless Ellie and Leslie put something in the chat if you've got one more room there, and we'll do Gigi, then back to Macomsey, and then I think we might be done with the tour.
Okay, well, I'm keeping signal in this thunderstorm, but when we had the big crack of thunder, I thought the building was having an earthquake or something, but we're good. And I'm outside of Diane Totten's Crimp and Create workshop. And I know that this workshop has been around for a long time. I was talking to Diane the other night, and she was saying that she figured it had a 3-year run, and it's been 15 years so far. And I think you can see why it's so popular when I show you this piece of cloth.
I can't see your eyes, I can't see your face.
So you can see that it's beautifully crimped. It makes a very fitted garment, like a fortuny fabric, depending on, of course, the threads you use. similar to Fortuny. But as Diane told me, I'm just really a beginner weaver. And she said it's actually a pretty simple structure once you know what you're doing. And she said, as a beginner weaver, that I would be able to achieve crimp cloth. So here we have a beautiful warp.
And weave it with yourself. Okay.
And here's the other side. And there we are.
Just so I understand which way things are going.
With some weaving. And I'll just move on to the next loom, all blue. And the next loom, simple stripes. But you can see the cloth above. So there's something special going on here with this crimp cloth, but it's a mystery to me right now. And as soon as Diane finishes talking to some of the people in the class, and there's quite a few, then I'm sure I can get some of the secrets out of her. So again, here's the cloth. And the warp is, and I'll move over to the next loom, which is entirely different, very different. Beautiful, beautiful colors and cloth here. And a really cool little loom too. It's actually quite small and old looking. It's got a nice patina, or is it patina? I never know. And there's the warp. And I'm just showing you the warp because I'm not a weaver and I'm thinking maybe weavers like to look at warps. So here's another little tiny bit of weaving. And moving on to some samples that we have over here on the table. Huge amount of samples, all different weights of cloth. So this is part like the famous jean jacket that we saw earlier in the conference. There's part of it. And then we have something that is still quite a thick cloth, so it seems like it would be a knitted fabric, but it's woven. Moving on to something very colorful and something more subtle. Something that is a little less woolen looking and more clothy. Going over to something indigo, which I love. And a bit of rainbow. Something which is more dual colored. And multicolored. Going up to the always cool black and white. This has a 1960s look. I think my mom had a dress made out of that. And then something more on the funky side. And again, back to something that really does resemble a knitted cloth, but it is not knitted. So I'm going to come slowly back up the samples because I'm very mindful of not making anybody seasick. And here we have some beautiful examples. Gorgeous examples. Oh, Diane, I'm on the live Zoom.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
And there's Diane's
And you might need a
beautiful.
magnifying glass.
Looks like a sweater, but it's crimp cloth.
Where they're all trying to find their glasses.
Oh,
There's something very classic styling,
It's like, oh yeah, that's
very
there.
elegant.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I'll see if I have a moment to just ask Diane. Here we go. Hi, Diane. Thank you for having me here. We're on the live Zoom, and this will also become a movie for people who are unable to make it to the conference to come to watch.
Well, thank you for welcoming me. And I just love teaching here, and it's fun because everybody's very excited about doing something magic.
And, you know, there's so many different weights of cloth here, some that look like it's completely knitted, others that are very sort of almost like a traditional, elegant cloth. I mean, it works for all weights of yarn. And
you can use any fiber.
I mean, I'm really using my stash.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really two simple elements put together to look complicated. Very minimal sewing. It fits itself. I mean, it's just fun. I've been teaching it for 15 years and started playing with it 20 years ago. I can't believe that much time has gone by, but I am not out of ideas. I mean, I feel like I'm just getting started.
And tell us about the top that you're wearing too, because that is really gorgeous.
It's 10-2 lunatic fringe cotton, and I can spread it. Let me get this back here. There it is, flat cloth. There's a different threading here. This is point 12. This is extended point 12, and the colors kind of fracture when it gets crimped. But it's 10-2 cotton with an 8-2 turquoise orline. Lunatic Fringe actually is selling this as a kit.
Wow.
So on the website.
It's almost like sprang, but it's not sprang at all.
No, it's crimp.
Yeah,
it's a heat set. It's a heat set shibori, woven shibori technique, and I really thank Catherine Ellis for. Without Catherine Ellis, I wouldn't be doing this. I took her workshop, and she mentioned one sentence in her 3-day workshop started me down this path. And just the more I learned, started out not knowing really anything, and the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn, and just kept going. And I'm just not out of ideas. So, and I love passing it. It's my passion. I love sharing it, and there's nothing better than weavers.
And I spent an evening with Diane the other night, and we just had so much fun because Diane has so many fantastic stories from a lot of teaching and a lot of experience. So look at all that excitement we're getting. So if you ever feel like taking something really different and unusual, crimp cloth, take the crimp cloth workshop.
It's fun. It's just fun.
Thank you, Diane, so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Gigi. Thanks, Diane. So I think we're going to go back over to Ellie and Leslie in Macomb. Are you all ready for us? If you want to turn your video on. No? Who's ready? Where's Elliot? I'm checking my videos. Okay, hang on one second. Let me get that spotlight. Hello.
Hi. Okay. Here's the last classroom. It's Suminagashi with David. And while I was waiting, I actually just made a beautiful, beautiful piece of paper. So let me show you. Very pleased with myself.
Like a roasting patty on the shallow tank.
And here's David. And I'll show you So David, do you want to narrate kind of what's going on here?
Well, we spent a day and a half modeling paper and exploring different ways to play with the ink floating on the water. And then today we started making our staff bound books. And the foundation stitch is a ladder stitch, and that ring border there is a really good example. It can have 5 holes or 4 holes or 3 or 7. Typically we do 5. And that ladder stitch frees you up to design anything that you want to within the empty spaces. So that's how we get more elaborate stitched patterns like this book has. And then the most popular thing in a lot of Japanese craft art is the tortoise shell pattern, which is similar to light steel, but different.
Did not know that.
That woman used that blue book there. She used seagrass that she bought at the market today. So, and she hesitated to try it, but I encouraged her. I think it's a beautiful.
So
cool. Because look at the movement the grass gave. So almost anything goes. And then Liza is my studio angel, and she's a book artist.
Wow.
So those are her own books, but it's different techniques. But I wanted to show her off tonight too, because she's been so nice.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for David?
Yes. Are the inside of the books, do they also have the treated paper?
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
For the most part today, since we're what I might call a model, we used plain paper. But in this book, see how I put like a short sheet and a decorative sheet, and I could change colors, and I have this paper coming back from the outside. So you may layer the papers down in any way that you want to. You could make a whole book that's marbled papers all the way through, or they could be little dividers for different chapters, however you would like to manipulate them. Obviously, the thicker the book, the harder it is to stitch or drill the holes into. That's a good question.
Anybody else? All right, I think.
I think unless Ellie and Leslie, do we have you there? Oh, here, I'll put the spotlight back on us because we're still having, it's raining like crazy. So we're just still having our little watch party here in the hallway of Luke. Ellie and Leslie, are you still there in Macomb-C? If you are, turn your video on. If not, oh, there they are. Should we do one more, and then it's 8:30, one more, and then we're going to quit. Yeah, Kate's saying thumbs up. Kate's like, more. Okay, let's. Okay, you got to unmute. Ellie and Leslie, you're muted.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you aren't.
Am I now?
We can hear you now, but all we can see is the floor.
Okay. You don't want to see the floor? Okay. This is a little something extra because we stayed downstairs and we had a watch party of our own because nobody wanted to leave either. So I just stood there and held everybody else's videos. So were we just in here? You look like the other teacher.
Yeah.
Hi, this is, that's why I recognize you because you just came in from the rain.
Right.
This is Cameron Taylor Brown. Hi.
Hi.
And what's your, I'm the Zoom person right now.
I was over in materiality.
That's why.
Right.
Never mind.
Yes.
Wrong teacher. I thought she looked familiar. Hi, I apologize. This is Ellen Hess, and explain your class to us.
We are doing a round robin. Though, if you want to look, those are all the structures we're doing. Each person has a different structure on their loom. Some are supplementary warp, some are supplementary weft, some are both supplementary warp and weft. And everybody weaves on everybody else's loom and plays with the designs and sees what they want to do with them.
Oh, these are different.
So, yes, it's like a smorgasbord of weaves.
Nice. Does anyone? This is one of those looms that Gigi was talking about earlier.
Structo looms.
I think I want one of these now.
They are so
like I need
fun.
another one, like a hole in the head.
This is a simple corduroy. We're using leftover warps, and you weave them in with plain weave underneath, and then you clip them, and they form a pile.
Very cool.
Yes.
Robin Spady had talked about corduroy in a class I had with her once.
There's a lot of iterations of corduroy. There's many, many ways to do it. This is passementerie on 4 shafts. So 1 and 2 are weaving the plain weave. 3 are some of the supplementals. 4 are others. And then you just snake your decorative thicker threads through.
Oh, fun.
So that's kind of formal. It reflects your personality. If you're formal, you do something structured. If you're wild and crazy, you play with it.
Mine would be all over the place.
Yes.
Just laughing, whoever's watching this and knows me.
These are tissue picks, which is not a typical hand weaver fabric. It's a reversing fancy twill with little dots of color in the centers of the diamonds.
They look like French knots.
They do. I never thought about that. And they have gigantic floats on the back, and so it's used for upholstery.
Okay. Shouldn't have twisted like that. My back just went.
No.
And we'll do one more.
This is supplementary warp and weft. This is a pattern from Russell Groff's book, 2000 Patterns for he called it multi-harness looms. And it is supplementary warp and supplementary weft. And it is creating a pattern. The ground warp is 5/2 cotton. The floats are 3/2 cotton. And you can treadle it different ways.
Cool.
So, and this is the only warp that we had to add weights to. I was sure that the ribbon stripes were going to be weighted, but So we're using a dowel and shower curtain hooks and rubber bands and wash.
Hey, whatever works.
It works.
Does anyone have any questions?
No questions in the chat. Everybody, it is 8:34. The rain apparently is slacking off, so our watch party is breaking up. Let me put the spotlight back on myself here. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Hang on. Where am I?
There you are.
I can't see me. No.
You're there.
Okay. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Kate, thank you so much for being here and helping us, especially when I had my issues with my charger and had to go offline for a few minutes. Everybody who's watching, yes, Sue-Ann, we see you up there in the dorm. Diane, I see some of our we see some guild members in hotels and stuff. Everybody, thank you for being here. We'll get the recording posted sometime after the conference. We'll be compiling things. Also, Elliot has taken some great videos of all the different classes when there's a little bit more time walking around during the day. So thank you all for being here. Those of you that are here at the conference, yay, we're glad you're here. Kate, I'm glad you could join us from home. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you to my roving reporters, too. I really appreciate it.
Good night. It was fun.
Good night.
Okay, bye, Elliot. Bye, Ellie. Bye, Leslie.
Bye.
Bye.